Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone out there. My name's Paul Davis. I am the MD of RRS. Welcome to today's call. Glad to see some familiar faces. What a week we've had. We've been going back into with doing a lot of new things that will be coming up. We've got a lot of news for you guys. I'll be inviting on Dave Cutler shortly to come and join me to go through a few things that we've been talking about and a few meetings we've been having. I'm going to get straight into it. So we have been speaking to many sporting associations, okay, and we are looking at bringing on some games with the sporting associations, and we're going to be calling it Have Your Say. So basically how that's going to work is you're going to be able to look at different sporting events, and as the sporting event is live and going through, you'll be able to answer some questions, and there'll be yes, no answers, predictions on what's going to be happening. So you'll have your say, and if you get it right, then you'll earn points that you can go and use in the Ripple auctions to get the items that you need. And again, these items, as a lot of you all know, will be things like food, hygiene products, get your bills paid. They could be toilet rolls, they could be gift cards. We're going to try and make sure that we're making your lives a little bit easier for you to get through, and we're going to be progressing this as quickly as we can. We can't say which sporting associations we've been speaking to because there's nothing signed and sealed just yet, but we're going to definitely be going through. Also, we're going to be talking about a new payment platform as well for you guys. We've had a lot of people giving us their ideas and suggestions. Rewards Ripple is being designed and set up to give back to the charities, to give back to the individuals and things like that. And we are not going to be set up as an MLM or a pyramid scheme or a Ponzi scheme or anything like that. So, a lot of people throw around the phrases matrix and things like that, and power lines and all that sort of stuff. I appreciate all your guys' inputs, but this is not the way we're going to be going down there. Here's Dave now. Good morning, Dave. How are you doing?
Hello, mate. Good, mate. How you doing? How you feeling?
I'm good. I'm still suffering a bit with my foot on my leg, but it's getting there. It's not come off yet.
Yeah, well, let's get it taken care of. We need you here for a long time, brother. So make sure you take the time this week and get it all taken care of.
I'm certainly trying. So yeah, Dave, as you heard, I was just going through the gaming and things like that. Obviously, you know a lot more about the gaming, and I'm glad you've come on and joined me, because we've been having multiple conversations throughout this week. For me, going into the wee late hours, and then you've been working into your late hours as well, which is my early morning. So we've been having a lot of communication, and I know that the tasks that have been put in front of us are massive. I can only apologise for that, but you're in agreement with me. The way that we're taking Ripple, it's going to be something that's never really been seen before. It's going to be new, exciting, fresh, interesting, and it is going to give back to the charities. By doing that, we're also going to be able to give back to the individual as well, which is the goal that we set ourselves. And we just need people to understand that, you know, Rome wasn't built in a day, and unfortunately, in this day and age, with the digital era, we can't just go, here's an idea and turn it on tomorrow. Unfortunately, it takes something called coding. We have Elias on here today, and I'm sure
that's the best one to tell you how much time. I don't know how many calls I've had with Elias over the last couple of years about how we're very fortunate to get a lot of things knocked out quickly. But this task is not a quick task to do. It's a little bit longer than a quick task.
Well, we just need to make sure that we get it right the first time round. We're not perfect. It is going to take time, and you know we've got our pioneers, which the guys that are here that have been devoted to us so far, that we're going to be able to reward by helping us test. Because that's the most important thing before we really start putting dollars into advertising and proper pushing this out to the world. You know, we've got goals that we need to meet and require by some of the sporting associations. As you know, we need to be at certain levels before we can fulfill the contracts, make them go live. So yeah, it's down to you and your team. I'm great at ideas. I'm great at talking. Unfortunately, I don't have the technical knowledge, unlike yourself and Elias. So all these ideas, it's going to take a little bit of time. But I'll pass it over.
Paul, I got to tell you something. You know, you stepped up this week. You're out doing web designs and stuff. So you'll get there. And I'm very proud of you just being an Avenue as a friend and associate, obviously, that you're doing your part and some. So that's really awesome. Shall I quickly let's bring Elias on the call if he's available, if he's got a good connection, because before we go in and talk about what we want to share with people, I would be curious what Elias would say on time frame. Hey bud, how are you?
Can't hear you, Elias. You're on mute.
You're on mute.
Okay, what about now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, that's great. That's great. How are you?
So, good. I saw you out there at the fishing tournament, and I didn't see the invitation underneath for me to join you.
Well, we are having a bunch of them this year. By the way, starting last week, and in a couple of weeks, we are going to have like 3 or 4 tournaments.
Awesome. Well, I wish you all the best, and make sure you go out there and get something nice, big and juicy. So listen, I'm going to explain to you what's happened this week, Elias, and what I'd like to do before I go through a time frame that Paul's asked me to put together. I would just like to for you just to basically say, you know, what you think it would take to do. So what's happened is, from going to an event a few weeks ago, where a lot of you guys know, we've been able to connect, and I'm going to tell you the biggest connection we've done right now has actually come from one of our dear friends, Chris Duzan, and his son, Ethan, that's in a wheelchair, lost his leg in a skiing accident, that we have progressed all the way up in this sporting I've got to be careful on words. We've got to be careful under attorneys. But there's a lot of different sporting companies that are very interested in what we have. And our presentation to these people, Elias, is, for example, what is your favorite sport, Elias?
Me?
Yeah.
Okay, football, but not American football.
So soccer, as we call it.
Okay, yeah. We call it over here. Yeah.
So this is one of the games, and it's called Have Your Say. So what happens is it's all going to be in real time. So remember that step number 1 is in real time. So you're going to pick your game you're going to play with. And let's say it's Man United, and it's going to go against Liverpool. We'll just use them names for argument's sake. So you're going to go into a room, either on the app or inside the website, and you're going to pick what game you're going to do, and you're going to have your say. You're going to drop down a box. You're going to say, what is the score going to be at 10 minutes into the game? Which goalies or which people are going to score a goal? And you have all the players, and you can put it down. So you're going to pick on all these different items, have your say on the game. What's the outcome of the first half? What's the outcome of the extra? How many minutes are going to be in the overtime? And you're going to have all these opportunities you're going to do. And as you win against them, what's going to happen is you're going to win points going through the game. So you're really engaging in the game, and that's a soccer game. You can have 5 games going on at once, 10 games going at once. We're going to do this with cricket. So it'll be with the cricket. If it's tennis, it's how many games do you play? How many sets do you win? Who is the winner? So it's all sporting games across the world, or major ones, from soccer, American football, hockey, golf. You know, will they get it in 3? Will they get it in 4? So each time you're going to participate in these games, you are, you know, obviously you're watching the TV, watching the game, because you want to see the interaction. Eventually, we'll have the game inside the app being streamed live, so you can see it inside the app as well. How long would that take for you and a couple of guys to go out and code that and put that together, in your opinion?
That's a lot of time, Dave. It's not a matter of a small script. It's going to be a full program to do everything, and the scripting for the live stream and all of that. So it's not going to be a couple of days. No way.
Okay, so I'm telling Paul, and Paul's obviously whipping me, but I'm saying to Paul, you got to give me 3 months on this to get this at least to get it open with a few of the games, not all the games in 3 months. That could take me 12 months.
Yep. Because you have
agree?
to synchronize everything. Yes, of course, I agree with you. Yes.
Good. Okay. So guys, you're all listening out there. What we've got is something unique. And let me tell why the sporting arena is so cool. We've done some research, and we found out the amount of people that participate in sports. Number one, if you have an ESPN app that you download for sports, and this is just American-based, obviously, or I would think majority American-based, they have 26 million users that are spending $120 per year in their subscription fee. And the reason we started looking at these things is because what Paul was talking about, that we'll come to whenever he wants to get to it, which is about how you guys make some actual money. And I got to tell you, I didn't think we would go as far as we have as a company, but I think you're going to be very happy with that. So speaking to these sports teams, what makes it exciting is most sports teams, if not all sports teams, from rugby to hockey to golf to even fishing, a fishing tournament that Elias is going to go in this next couple of weeks, months going on. We can play that live. We can put the names in there, and you can be local geolocation and say, I am going to say Elias is going to catch 10 pound of fish. And if you nail it, you get 1,000 points. So it's all live interaction. So guys, this is a task. It makes us a different entity than we've ever thought we were going to be. It's a business model completely on its own, to be honest with you. However, we're excited about it. And the reason we're excited is because every time you win points, 50% of your points go to the foundation. And guess what? The foundations that have stepped up so far is the NFL foundation, the NBA foundation. So these major sporting teams out there, they want to receive the points so that they can do things for their existing players, or they can do things for whatever they believe in their foundation. So they can go to the auction site. So it could be very simply, it could be t-shirts of your favorite team. You go to the auction site and you bid on t-shirts for you, but the non-profit side of it, say the NFL, they might be giving out things to their retired players of maybe medical expenses or whatever it could be. So it's really, really exciting, the sports side of it. We never looked at this when we first put this together. Remember, we originally put the Magic game together years ago, and when Ripple started and Paul and I started talking back when most probably September, we didn't think of sports, did we, at all, Paul? But this is all broke loose, guys, and the decision is, do you come out half cocked, not really ready, or do you do the job right? So we've kind of looked at it and said, or Paul's looked at it and said, well, we need to get it up and going, at least one game going. What's our time frame? And I'm telling him that we will be up and going with at least one game in 90 days. That's with testing. Now, however, guys, that doesn't slow things down. Like, for example, the Magic game will go live very, very shortly. The banners where you can post banners and get points, the auction site. So there's going to be a pioneer group. And I don't know if Paul wants me to share that with you. Or Paul, shall we go to the money first? Shall we show them the money, honey?
Yeah. Let's go to the money. Elias, I'd really like your opinion on this, because I know that you've built up programs yourself in the past. And again, I want to get away from the stigma of an MLM, because we're not set up like that. We don't want to have levels, power lines, all that sort of stuff. The reason we don't want to be like that is because me personally, I've got nothing against them, but some of the organizations that we're talking to have, because there's been people out there, I don't want to mention any company names or anything like that, but they've been scams and they've ripped people off. People have never made any money in them or anything like that. That's not us. We want to help people. We want to give back to the people. So after long conversations, even slight arguments, Dave, let's face it, we do, because we're both headstrong people. We both have a direction in life, and it's good to work with someone like Dave, because we bounce off each other, and we don't take anything lightly. We knock the rubbish out of the way, and we get down to the nitty gritty. And I think
here's a perfect example for it, Paul. And I know you're aware of it. I'm not sure if everybody is, but 2 years ago plus, there was a video put up from some guy about network marketing on Avazu, Company A, whatever you want to call it. And we lost there's a hotel chain in this country called the Holiday Inns, and they have Crown Plazas and everything else. And it's a major a group, IHG. We lost that as a sponsor for Avazu because somebody said that we are a Ponzi scheme network marketing company. And now dealing in the sports arena with Ripple, we don't want to have an opportunity to come back and somebody says, oh, you have a matrix and we're a NFL. Do you think the NFL or an equivalent type association is going to get connected with matrix or power lines and things of that nature? Most probably not. I'm not going to say no, but most probably not. And I think what Paul's decision this week was most probably the best decision going. And it was thanks to Kelly. Actually, I don't know if Kelly's even listening today. Is she on the call? Does anybody know?
I'm not seeing it
I
yet.
did not see her today. I don't know.
Okay. So it's thanks to Kelly and Elias. I reached out to him last week and I said, hey guys, we got to come up with a payment system that can help all you members on making some money to keep excited and keep involved with your organization, right? And Elias and Kelly got together, and Kelly done a great job putting a presentation together. And even though perhaps some of the numbers were a little bit different than anticipated, when we listened to the 12-minute presentation and we done it as a group, it was like, wow, you got to explain this to some major corporation that can bring us millions and millions, tens of millions, hundreds of millions of people that watch NFL or soccer or cricket. I mean, can you imagine having a cricket game right now, that's going on around India? We'd pick up literally, 100 million users to people to participate because they get in groceries or day-to-day necessities by doing something they're enjoying. So you got to think what happened this week. So anyway, guys, when you looked at the payment structure, it just it confused us, and it was too overwhelming. And like Paul said, we got to keep this thing crystal clean. We don't want to mislead anybody. I've made money out of networking. Elias makes money out of network marketing every day of the week. Paul's done it. We're not against it, but we want to make sure that Ripple stays around for a long time. I think that's the easiest way to explain it. When you got to go and explain to somebody, oh, you got to get 2, and this 2 is going to be forced with this 2, and then these 2 are going to do this, you lose a lot from a lot of people. But other people enjoy it because they're truly networkers. So what we're going to show you, shall I put the screen up, Paul? Do you want to go over it? Okay, let me put the screen up. So it's something unique, but it's something for you to be very proud of as well, because some of the words we used, and there's a lot of future that I know Paul will not go into with you. However, down the road, I do know it will come out. So right now, you should be able to see it. Can you see it, Paul?
Yep, we can see it.
So the most important thing, guys, I think, before Paul takes over, is a membership profit sharing. Profit sharing. So that shows that you are one of us, one of the elite core. So, Paul, do you want me to do it, or you want to go over it, brother? It's up to you, whatever you want.
Well, you start and I'll jump in if you mess it.
Okay, so out of all memberships, so first of all, remember the winner's circle, you're going to get 10 points. That doesn't change. So the winner's circle, you're going to get 10 points coming to the group nonstop. Okay, the winner's circle is going to be capped at a number of 100,000 people. So also think about that. 100,000 people is going to be capped at. So as Match It plays and other games play, 10% will go into the winner's circle. So then points. So you're never going to lose that. However, if you want to participate to see a form of money, what we've done is we've put 5 bonus profit pools together. BPP. First bonus pool is 10%. Company-wide membership. 10% company-wide membership is going to fall into that pool. And that is equally divided for all people who are in that pool. We call it active members, AM. To qualify, you must have below you 5 active members, and they must do 200 points in that month. The points are the most important thing, because if you're doing points, you'll get in things like groceries or even luxuries if you let the points build up. But most important is half of the points what you win are going to go to your foundation. So this is the important part. You qualify one time and one time only. Okay, so once you've got 5 members, you're going to fall in this pool. If you only get 199 points, you do not get at the end of the month the profit sharing of the memberships. Okay, the minimum membership we have is $4.95, and the highest membership we have now has increased to $99.99, $100 a month. That's because of the new sports games. So right now you must have a $4.95 to qualify. Company-wide, all the people fall in. If you go out and get 15 people that are activated, and you go up to 500 points, you get 10% from the first pool, but because there's a smaller amount of people in here, your check goes higher because it's another 10%. So basically you're getting 20%, and it goes up again to 30, up to 40, up to 50 each time you qualify. So when you get down to here and you have 100 people that have fallen into your system and they are active members playing, they're playing $4.95, you participate in this pool. Okay, you must get 2,000 points, which means basically we know how many points you can get each day, and that's about half of what you can earn in a month. Now, if you only have to qualify one time. If you don't get the points each month, then what happens is you drop down. So if you had 2,000, you only had 1,900, you go down to this one. You still get a piece of this. You still get your piece of this. You still get your piece of this. You still get your piece of this. Okay, so it is company-wide for the profit sharing. So what does that bring? Is there any questions on there, first of all, Elias?
Just one remark. You said that you don't want to do or want to have nothing that's related to network marketing and multi-level. But if you define the multi-level, it could be 1 level, it could be 3 levels, it will be 10 levels. So we are talking over here that you have to have people in your downline for at least 1 level. So that means they will going to understand them the same. So I don't know what's the difference.
What's the difference is because you have the round robin feeding people in and you're not signing people up. This is company wide. So what happens is everybody that's in here, as long as you're a paid member, and if you're in the round robin, which everybody is, as it goes around and around, it's dropping another member under you and you're receiving profit sharing.
Okay.
Is that enough of a difference? We don't know. But what we do know is we're not talking, hey, you got 5 levels, 15 levels, or nothing. These are players that come in and play by being put into you from the round robin, or if you want to assign them. If you want to get to 100 people straight away because you want to get the percentage. And to be honest with you, the numbers, can you see that, what I've got in here right now?
Yeah.
Okay, these are just some basic numbers. We know that not everybody is going to take the memberships that sign up. You know, there is a basic free membership. But if you had 100,000 members, and I'm going to give you the numbers we believe they are in a minute, and you paid $4.99 and you divided that by 50% because we're only down now 50%. If there were 500 people in the winning circle, you make $149 a month. It's not over exciting, but at the same time, it could pay a phone bill. However, if you take that number and change that to the one that we believe will be the most common, that's $29.99 a month. You remember, you're still getting all your products, you're still getting your points, you're getting your groceries. This is just an add-on bonus profit sharing. Well, all of a sudden, if you got that same number, you're making $900 a month. Okay, that's not too shabby. But if you turn around and have 1 million, and this went up to 2,500, you're picking up 1,800 a month. And we do anticipate to have in excess of 25 million members. What's the percentage we'll pay membership fee? We got people out there, and I won't say any names, that think it could only be 5%. We actually believe it's going to be around 65%. And the reason we believe it's going to be around 65% is because of the amount of people that win in the auction will want to get additional points and play in the different games to participate, that they'll take a membership. And this is $1 a day. So I'm not saying, this is just numbers, guys. This doesn't count until we get going. But in the profit sharing pool, you're in a situation where you would get 10%. Or if you had 15 people under you, then you would get an additional 10%. But some of these people haven't moved up. So what's going to happen is you've got a less amount of people, so you have a bigger check. When you get to this, you're going to have more people. So in other words, you're being rewarded for your efforts, but everybody can get involved. Everybody can do it because there is no cost to it. You do not participate in it if you're a basic member. You're only a member of $4.95 or higher. We don't want anybody to pay $4.95 unless they're making at least double that from the auction in product. So that's our program as of so far, Elias. Please.
The thing to remember on this as well, Elias, is the active members. It's not really something that they have to go out and get the people every single month. We're not saying that's a monthly number. That's just where they need to fall in and have active members underneath them. The only monthly requirement is the points that they are earning. Yeah, and that's your personal points. And to earn your personal points, you have to be active, and you have to go in and use the site. So it's either playing in the games.
We need the eyeballs to pay the prizes. That's really what it comes down to.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Let me confirm something over here. For example, you say depend on the percentage, you will get 10% for 5 people, 20% if you have 15 people, 30% if you have 25 people, and so on. Now, these people
let's make sure you're correct. This is a bonus pool. So 10% of the funds of the monthly memberships fall into that. Then whatever amount of people is divided by that
divided equally between all of them.
Correct.
Okay. Now,
so everybody is treated equally.
Okay. Now my point is in the people, the 5, the 15, the 25, the 50, the 100. These people could come only from the round robin, or also it will be like for direct referral of mine.
I don't know anybody that would not want to refer it. If you're not getting points to play in the auction to win something, then I can say you wouldn't want to participate. But if you get points and you win things in the auction and you like the games, then automatically you're going to tell your friends about it. You wouldn't want a friend missing out on a car payment or a rent payment or a groceries. So you're going to refer. So this is not just round robin. This is however you get to that category the quickest. You refer 5, then you're getting 10% in the bonus pool.
But you don't have to refer. You could get all of them through the round robin only, but it's going to take you a long time to do it, because everyone else that gets into there.
Well, not really, Paul, because think about what we know, and we know of one company with 2 million people. They're all going to be placed into the round robin, and if we're capping the winner's circle at 100,000 people, you're automatically, you're going to qualify extremely quick.
Yeah, but it's still going to take a while, because even if you take the 2 million and you divide it down by 100,
now
that's how many cycles it's going to take for them to get there, the 100 people.
Okay, remember something over here. These days or nowadays, people, they don't like to invite to any company, and this is, take it for a fact, because I'm in this business for a while, and I know that a lot of people, they don't like to invite. That's why I'm asking if it's coming only from the round robin or the direct referrals, because we need also to clear that to people.
Just remember one thing. This is up and beyond their free membership, their free basic membership. Get some points, get some to go to the auction site. They participate in helping out a foundation, and they get prizes. This is an add-on that if they are interested in inviting the friends, I can only tell you this. This is me personally. If I go to a restaurant and the restaurant sucks, I don't tell a friend about it. But if I go to a restaurant and it's good, or a movie, I mean, I went to the Dunes 2 movie. I haven't been to a movie for a long time. And I went to the Dunes 2 movie. The first Dunes movie was, to me, was horrible. But I went to it because it was a free pre-screening. I must have told 50 people about that movie. So I think it's whatever the product is. If you're excited, Elias, you're going to share it with people. And if you're not excited, then you don't share it. So, yeah, I think referring comes down to what the product is.
Yeah, it's a word of mouth publicity. That's it.
Yeah.
Well, but we got a little bit different. We got, and again, we got to be real careful right now, because we know what's at contract. We got major sporting associations around the world that want to participate, so that people are playing to get points. See, the way it's been designed is the one that benefits the most is the non-profits, because you've got thousands or millions of people playing to get points for them to go to the auction site. That's what's making it exciting for these people, that every day by people playing. For to be honest with you, Elias, it's most probably the first time for a lot of people that they will actually be able to give to a non-profit, because they haven't got the finances to go and do something. Well, when they play in the game to win for themselves, then they're winning for a non-profit. So they're actually giving while receiving. And I think a lot of people we're not going to attract everybody in the world. We don't anticipate that. But what we can say is the ones that fall into this now have an opportunity to fall into the profit share. And you can't fall out of it once you qualify. The only thing you can do is go down a level if you don't get the points. Well, why would you not want the points? Because you might want a car, or you might want a cruise, or you might, I don't know. But of course, we're not going to attract if we could only get 20%, we would be extremely happy.
It's trying to make it about the earning of the points, the participation, the views, because that's what we need, because everything has a knock-on effect. Yeah, it's a ripple effect. So that's why we're called rewards ripple. We need the pebble to land here for everything to ripple across to affect everything else. So the more participation we have, the more views we have on the ads, the more views we have, the more we can attract other companies. The more companies we can attract, the more people will attract, because we can offer more things in the auction. And it's all about the effect one thing has on the next. And we want to not offer one price. We want to offer 1,000 of the same price, 2,000 of the same price. Yeah. We don't want one person to win a hygiene basket. We want 10,000 people to win a hygiene basket. We don't want one person to win groceries. We want 25,000 people to win groceries. Unfortunately, we need this first domino to fall so we can knock out all the other dominoes to get to that thing. And again, we don't want to be known as a multi-level marketing company, because that's not what we are. We want to be known as a charitable company where we're helping charities over the world and we're helping the individuals. And I don't want to help one individual. I want to help as many individuals as I can. And it isn't going to be for everyone. We're trying to keep it as easy as possible. We're offering the free package so people can come on and play for free, participate for free, earn points, and still have a chance of getting something from the auction.
I think that's an important point, right? We've attracted a lot of individuals around the world that they have financial needs. Okay, I'm trying to be as respectful as I can, because I know what it's like going through that. So having a way that you can participate by spreading a banner or playing in a game to win points for a non-profit, that basic membership, which is totally free, that person could very easily win groceries for their whole household for the month. Well, I don't know what that groceries is in their country and their household, but even if it was just $200 value, for a basic free membership, you've got $200 worth of groceries each month. And at the same time, you're helping a non-profit with getting points to get a pallet of water or warm clothes or whatever it may be. So will it attract everybody, Elias? No. But what I will, and you can come back and you can question me on it, but I will tell you, out the 26 million members that are on ESPN, and ESPN, if they decide to come forward as a partner, they would tell us that we would get 30% of their membership base just to play in live active games to get points. So we may not attract network marketers, and we may not attract that environment of people, but with one commercial we could sign up 10,000 people that go into the round robin. Now, does that individual want to pay $4.95 to qualify? I would, if anybody is on this call and is thinking mindset $4.95, you are not, don't come back to another call. Sorry, Paul, but don't, because what you should be thinking, hey, I want to pay the $99 a month, because the amount of points I'm going to get, I can get groceries, hygienes, you can get movie tickets, movie food, pay your car payments. The more points you have, the more rewards you get. However, you heard in the statement I've said today and multiple times, we don't want anybody to start off with nothing but the basic plan, and that's why only the basic plan is being introduced. When you can see, hey, I got 400 points and I was able to get mother, and by the way, I believe it's Mothering Day Sunday in England tomorrow. Is that correct, Paul?
It is. So you need to put a call into your mum.
Well, to all you lovely mothers out there around the world, not knowing when Mother's Day is in your country, but happy Mother's Day. And we thank all you lovely ladies for what you do for all of us men and our children. So God bless you and thank you. But guys, we don't want any of you sitting here thinking, oh, they're trying to get $4.95. That is not the purpose. What we're trying to do is get you guys a way that you can be rewarded in a dollar sense for participating to make this thing grow. And it's called profit sharing. It's a great program. You don't have to take it. It's not going to be for everybody. We understand that. But if you are going to bid and win items, it's going to be common sense, nothing else. It's going to be your decision saying, hang on, I got this for $0. And if I pay this much money, I'm going to get 10 times the points. I can get a bigger food basket or something. So I think, Elias, the product is going to prove it. And that's one of the things we've had a big week this week talking about is, look, if we delay, can we still open up with Match It? Can we still open up with the banners? And can we still open up the auction? And the answer is yes. So what's going to happen is there is a deadline date of March 15th. That's this upcoming week. And anybody that signed up prior to March 15th in the winner circle, you will be our pioneers, which means within a week, maybe two tops, you'll be able to start planning the Match It game. You'll be able to start receiving points. You'll be able to go into the auction site and you'll bid. And the word is free, FREE, free. Okay. You will be the word of mouth to tell all your friends and family about, hey, I'm planning this game. I'm doing something for a nonprofit and I'm getting food baskets, or I'm getting hygiene baskets, or I've got a bike for my son or my daughter. So the 15th is when we are closing down the Pioneer. Now, Paul has said this morning, we may relook at that date and we may extend it one more week. But then after that, guys, the winner circle stay open for the top 100,000, and only the top 100,000 people will be entitled to take advantage of the profit sharing. They may not all take it. Some may not. Elias,
I have a question.
just one.
You said that the winning circle will be closed on the 15th. It's not supposed that it's finished yesterday, the 8th?
Right. We left it open, so you can go in today. We left it open because of the news, but we didn't want to announce it. So right now, you can still sign people up all weekend, knowing what's happening now until the 15th. They will be our pioneers. They were the ones that will be testing in the next 2 weeks. They will be able to bid on the auction. They will be able to get their gifts. They're going to be the proof of the pudding, as I've been calling it. In other words, hey, we've done it. They win a prize and they get it on the way home.
Okay, so the agenda will be the same, because from 16 to 25 to 29 we'll be testing the auction system.
We're still on track for that.
Yeah.
We're still on track for that. The only thing we're not on track is the open sign-up process, which we're going to get as quick as we can. But the open sign-up process is being delayed because of the new games.
Okay, perfect.
But the pioneers and the people who sign up in the winner circle are going to get all this extra time advantage, type testimonials, go out on Google, say I bidded 400 points and I got myself a bike for my kid. Ripple, thank you very much. So the whole concept and idea is, over this next 60, 90 days till the first game comes, is that we have these people on the call today, plus the people that signed up, get it. Now, some people will never come back from who you signed up. Remember, if they don't bid in every 30 days, they automatically get deleted out the system. They don't have to win, they have to bid. So over the next 60, 90 days, we'll be losing some of the people that signed up originally. But once the ads run that you can play in sports game, that will replenish them very quickly. And the best part is replenishing it through the round robin.
Okay.
Questions?
Not clear. I'm just taking notes so as to share.
So again, we threw you under the bus intentionally this morning, knowing that you're a very strong-minded businessman and you're also a very big network marketing individual. And if we'd have played this with you last night, you may have got us to redesign or something. So Paul and I discussed it last night, yesterday, come out with it today. So after looking at it and knowing that we don't have to explain to somebody, oh, you're going to have a matrix and you're going to do this. This is the pitch. The presentation is, hey, if you would like to join this organization, it's totally free. And once you sign up, you can get points daily. You take them points and you go into an auction and you bid on products you want. And by the way, every point that you win, 50% of it is split, goes to a nonprofit of your charity that you've chosen. Now, if you like what we're doing, there's an opportunity to get into what they call the profit sharing bonus pools. There's 5 of them, and each one of them is basically 10%. The more people that you refer and sign up and come into the program from your knowledge, and if they are a active member, means they pay a membership of some kind, then all of a sudden you're entitled to profit sharing off the membership basis. If you like it, great. but don't go and buy your membership if you're not getting enough points to win something in the auction. We don't want you to spend money. So first, get signed up, get into the program, learn more about it, find out what it's doing. And we have these sports games coming. If you like sports games, you're really going to get excited because you're going to be able to play live against hundreds of people, and you might be the winner. So this is an interactive live in sport event that when that soccer goes on, if you like Chelsea, you're with all the Chelsea fans, and you've got all the Man United fans, and you are trying to get as many points. And there is team effort in the points as well. So if you like it, then, enjoy it. And if you don't, it's not for everybody. We still wish you the best. Keep the basic program, get your points, get a hygiene basket whenever you can. It hasn't cost you nothing, but you could be losing a lot. That's the pitch. You don't need to go any further than that.
Yeah.
The proof is going to be when that auction opens and people have got points and they go in and bid on items, and all of a sudden they get a food basket show up at their house. That's the proof. Once that happens 10 times in the first week or 100 times in the first week, whatever it's going to be, this thing will blow up. In my opinion. So what do you think, Elias? Give us the good, the bad, and the ugly live with everybody.
The bad and the ugly, and I'm not Clint Eastwood.
You know what?
I'm not Clint Eastwood.
Well, you looked what it looked like when you had that hat on that time back when we done the marathon. So, yes, it's not going to generate an income for people tomorrow, but we designed this to help people tomorrow. We designed this to get food in people's hands, as quick as we can, or a coat or a pair of shoes or whatever it may be. That's what Ripple was designed for. So
Yeah.
this is an add-on that people can say, hey, thank you, Paul. Thank you, team. Thank you, investors. We don't have to give up this profit. Remember, that 50% of the membership, the other 50% is going to products on the auction site. So if we didn't give them the money, they would get it by having products on the auction site. What this does is say, hey, Jennifer, thank you for being on every call. Thank you for this. Thank you. Here's a way now you can get some profit sharing. And listen, if you go and take that spreadsheet I've got and you run some of the numbers on 25 million members, and even if you only do 20, I mean, there's a potential here of tens of thousands of dollars in profit sharing each month for each person. It's very, very healthy.
Yeah.
You see, one of our concerns was, and it's not just ours. This has come up multiple times. Conversations with Kirk and Jim and Sylvie and things like that. The concern is, what if people come on and they bid in the auctions and they never win? And it sits at the back of your mind. And I know it's sat at the back of Dave's mind. And this is why we wanted to come up with another way of giving back. Like Dave said, if we weren't going to give back this way, it would all be going into the auction. That's what it's designed for. That's what the memberships are there for, to provide the funds that we need to get items into the auction. And like I said before, I don't just want one person to win something. I want 10,000 people, 25,000 people. But if we've got millions of people in there and we haven't got millions of products on the auction, then some people are going to be disappointed. But this is a way that you can get something. And that's what it's designed for, because
first of all, I think, Paul, you would agree. We don't want to talk somebody into doing this. We want proof of the pudding, as I call it. When they see the auction, the points, like some of the people out here today have got, 300-400 points. Some people have only got 10 points, and they're never going to be able to win something on the auction because they only referred 2 people. But there's going to be a multiple of people on here that when the auction opens, they're going to be able to win things. When they win things and go and post it, they become believers. And now them believers, just like the disciples did, they went out and showed the world what happened. Okay, I believe we can do that. And I believe we should say thank you back to those people by having the profit sharing. But again, Elias, it's not going to be for everybody. But, some people move on and some people come back. So all you can do is pray for those people. They see the vision. All I know is every time there is a 5th advertisement that somebody watches to get the money, the eyeballs, then what's going to happen is we're going to have the opportunity to share our vision with Avazu. So I'm excited about it. I think we're going to have millions and millions of people playing daily. He's gone. He must not liked what we were doing, or he lost his internet. Anyway, Paul, do we have any questions? Justin's here. Justin, are you around?
Yes, I am.
Do we have any questions we can cover for people? I know this is a terrific amount of information being given this morning, but with our sport, I know you're big into sports. Obviously, I know that. But how do you fancy the opportunity to play against me, your Patriots against the Tampa Buccaneers, and I become the winner and I win the biggest amount of points and you lose? How do you fancy that?
Well, hopefully I'm not on the losing end, but I do love the idea, and I think it's actually really fantastic. It adds an extra layer of fun and involvement in the sports and what you're watching and stuff, and you can have those like friendly participation with your family and friends. So I think it's a really cool.
Yeah, I think it's a lot like fantasy football in one way, because you can do a lot of things. And as we get creative, as we build this out over the next couple of months, this thing is, going to be every sporting opportunity out there, whether it's hockey, whether it's golf, whether it's, literally fishing tournaments. You can have anything you want in it, and you can invite your friends and family and play against each other and win the pool points, or just win the individual points. So I think it's going to be pretty cool. It's kind of like betting, but it's not betting, if that makes sense. Paul come up with a great name. Have your say is what it's going to be. So you're going to put your opinion in what's going to happen. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely. I agree.
It worked with anything that's got variable in it, realistically.
I know when I was talking to Kirk, and he said, so you're actually saying, so when they're playing tennis, because obviously everybody knows that Kirk's was a professional tennis player, you're playing in real time. So what you're doing is that game has ended, you're now betting on not betting, you're having your say on the next set of points for the next game. So who wins 5 or 4 or 3 games, who wins one set. So you're interactive in the game. And let me tell you about the sporting teams that we've already spoken to. They're excited because it's creating people to watch their live sport, because it's ongoing. So I think it's going to be really cool. I'm excited about it.
I think we can grow it from just like the next point. Let's take tennis. You could have your say on how big you think the rally's going to be. So how many times that ball's going to go over that net. There's so many things. Is it going to be an ace serve on the next serve? Is it going to be a net on the next serve? There's so many variables, so many questions. It's not going to be a simple task for you and the team.
It is a great one. I don't know who Carl is. I'm sure we've spoken to Carl before, and hopefully we've recognized you. But you're our team. You're what we're talking about. You just put it here. Perhaps the Olympics might be an opportunity. You're thinking outside the box. Think about what we've got. And it's for the first time ever in anything out there, you are giving while receiving, or you're receiving by you are giving. Everything you're doing, you are playing for a organization, a charity is designed to give back as much as you're getting. Now you're going to be able to go and get what you want on the auction site, and you're not going to win everything. No, nobody expects to win everything. But I can tell you, the more you participate, the more points you have a better opportunity of outbidding somebody else to get it. And like Paul said, we're not having one item. It might have 10 food baskets for Kenya. It may have 20 food baskets for Venezuela. It may have 50 food baskets for wherever in the world, running out of countries. But my point being is everybody's going to have the opportunity to bid, because it is geolocation and zoned. And we're not going to rush this thing It reminds me of a call I'd done midweek. We're going to come out when this thing is all the coding is right. We've learned our lesson. Once bitten, twice shy. Of course, the pioneers, you guys signing up is so important because you're going to be able to test the system. And that's what we're looking for. So again, we're opening the winner circle up to 100,000. Paul may adjust that depending on how many people participate. And then that 100,000, you know, if 10 million players, 50 million players, listen, I read an article yesterday. I was doing research, and I don't know if you know this, but India has an app that has been downloaded more than 1 billion times. 1 billion. Now, I'm not saying that we could get 1 billion, but the answer is why not? Why couldn't we? If you've got Indian people in there that are suffering and struggling all around India financially, and they can get points to get something to eat or put shoes on their feet, but they can participate in their number one love sport, cricket, why can't we do it? The answer is, hey, we're blessed. We can do anything we want as long as we continue getting the blessings in the right way. So, guys, I'm excited about it. Sorry to keep going on, Paul, but I'm just blown up excited.
But I'm going to make everyone a promise now. This will never be rushed, and it will never be launched until we feel we are 100% ready to launch it. Because when these floodgates open, we will not be able to close the floodgates. And I will not open the floodgates until we are convinced that everything's ready. And that's why we need you guys to help us test, because we will be stress testing things to make sure that it's not going to break. Because I'm sure a lot of you guys are part of Facebook and Instagram. And I don't know if you guys look at how big Facebook is all over the world, but all those people in the last week that missed their daily playing on Facebook, seeing how people were doing, going on Instagram, because both those systems went down. Yeah. I do not want to put myself or Dave's team in that position where we're in panic mode. So everything will be built back end and stress tested to make sure that we're ready. And I'm making an apology to you now. Yeah. I'm sorry if some of you drop off and don't, stay with us, and I can only hope that you come back, but things take time. You had Elias, and Elias has been a programmer for many, many, many years, and he said for the sports program, we're talking 3 months.
Oh, he said, don't see, you're trying to get me do it quicker. He said, at least 3 months.
No. He said definitely 3 months, Dave. Definitely 3 months.
Okay.
I heard him.
No, but guys, don't please understand that we've been working since November, so the auction site is ready for testing. The banners has been testing. The Magic game is very close to going to a live environment testing. So we've got this all hidden on a site that none of you guys know. So don't think what we're saying is we're just talking about take advantage right now of the winner circle. Get into it, get to know the program, get signed up, because it will end at 100,000. And now they're going to be the only people that's in profit sharing. And literally one ad on, ESPN Sports, where they said something like, hey, how does this work? And they interview Paul or whoever it may be. All of a sudden, you got 100,000 people sign up in 5 minutes. So, guys, get out there, take advantage, get people signed up. It stayed open using your code. We're going to even help, because we're going to do calls every day of the week like I was doing last week. So every day, starting Monday through Friday, there will be an 11 o'clock call, my Las Vegas time, which is 2 o'clock New York call. It's about a 27-minute presentation from start to finish. We're trying to get it down to 20 minutes. Of course, guys, all you got to do is bring people onto the program, onto the call, let them sign up. Just remember, there is no personal information at this stage. We're still going through terms and conditions. We still got to get all that approved by the lawyers and attorneys, but you're the pioneers. Okay, and right now, Paul's picked a date of the 15th, which I believe, if I remember on the calendar, that is next Friday, or this upcoming Friday. But Paul did mention this morning, depending where we're at on active members, he may extend that, because we do want to make sure we have enough pioneers testing, like you just said, stress testing. We don't want just one person bidding on one item, one person bidding on another item. So we want to make sure that we have enough pioneers. You pioneers have a special treat because there's some things that we're giving out to you. So guys, I mean, Justin, is there any questions we can cover for anybody? Because I can't believe we're already at an hour.
Yes, we do have a few questions.
Far away, Paul will get it or I'll get it. Oh, and is
Okay.
Elias coming back on, or did he just walk away? Maybe he's quit.
I've not seen him come back on, but if he does, he does.
All right. Go ahead. What do we got question-wise? Oh, he come back. I thought
There
he
he
quit
is.
on us.
Sorry, I was with the guy.
You ain't going nowhere. You know, you're part of this, so you're not going to go anywhere. And I think when you really get this, Elias, it's not for everybody, but it could be, and it can help a lot of people. I think it's really exciting. I'm excited. And we don't have to explain to advertisers, oh, we have a matrix. We have a profit-sharing program for our members. End of story. So our advertisers aren't concerned about network marketing. Non-profit organizations that we're playing for aren't worried about, you know, you got to be honest. There's a lot of bad things out there about network marketing, and some people don't want to be associated. This way, we have 5 profit sharing pools. We don't even have to say 5. We have a profit sharing pool for our members that benefit by signing up other members. End of story.
Yeah.
Well, they don't even need to sign up for the members once they've hit that initial goal, because that's not a recurring one. The only recurring one is points. That's it.
And we need the points so people are watching first of all, they need the points to go on the auction. We need the points because we're giving it to the non-profit foundation, but we really need the points for eyeballs. So if you've got eyeballs watching this 8 to 15 second commercial, we get paid money. So it's a you know, what come first, the chicken or the egg, you know? But we need individuals to watch. We get paid from the eyeballs. We give them the points. They divide it. So when you look at the whole structure, it's pretty cool. It really is.
Yeah.
Are you liking it? 10%, 50%, 90%? Where are you at? No, be honest. Because listen, we don't do touches with everybody. Everybody knows you, and they know you're a very honest man. What do you think, honestly?
No, to be honest, I like it. I like the idea. I like the way how it works, and at the end, we are helping people.
Well, but helping yourself, but nobody else does that. So if you're getting rewarded by helping other people, that's what's so cool.
Yeah.
And like we just said,
I know on the auction site there are some very nice pen reels. Some gold pen reels.
International.
Yeah. So maybe you want some points to bid on them reels. Or I might win the bid because I want some of those reels.
I will bid. That means I have to have more points, huh?
And you can get points multiple ways. And I think once the games start, the live games, some of the people are going to get thousands of points every week because they love sports and they participate. Yeah. And it gives, you got to remember, we've also controlled it. So all you guys out there listening or going to listen later are going to say, oh, all them people are going to win all the prizes. No, you can only bid on 10 items at one time. So they can't just go and bid on it, but they might be able to use their bigger amount of points to get onto some of the bigger items. So the question is, do you want to do that? Or do you want them to get the big prizes and you just get the smaller prizes? Well, very simple. Go and get more points and get yourself a free car. Get yourself a free house. It will come. It's just a matter of time. What questions we got?
Okay.
There is a guy that he's asking.
John says, what's a pen reel? Hey, John, you're going to have to come fishing with Elias tonight. The pen reels, if you want to go and Google them and look at them, the internationals are most probably the #1 reel in the world for deep sea fishing or trolling, in my opinion. Elias, what you say? Yes.
Yeah, the pen reels are one of the best, by the way. Yeah, there are other brand names, but they are the pioneers.
Yep. So, John, we need to come and take you fishing with us. That's what we need to do. So, all right, what do we got? What do we got, Just?
Okay. How much can free members make?
As in dollars or points?
It's not specified.
So a
Well-
free member does not participate in the
Okay.
profit sharing pools. You must be an active member. But I want to tell you something, guys. I want to assure you something. The way Paul and other parties, like he says, Sylvia's been on calls every day, Jim's been on calls, Kirk, we've spoken to NFL associations. There's a lot of participation from everybody, and everybody agrees on this. If you are going to be rewarded each month with a larger prize off the auction site than what you're spending, common sense says you're going to spend more to get more points. In other words, if you're a free membership and you can only get Mothering Day Sunday flowers, you don't have enough points to get a food basket, you will go to the $4.95 membership. And if in the $4.95 membership you can get the food basket and the Sunday Mother Day's flowers, but you can't get the water pump or a bike or a motorcycle, then you got to go up in memberships. But what you need to do yourself, not the company, we're not gonna try to talk you into it. You got to look and say, listen, I'm investing $1 a day, which is where we think the most common one will be. That's $30 a month. But for $30 a month, I'm getting $200, $300, $400 or $4,000 of value out of it. If you win a bid, and it could be just say a 5 horsepower pump for a farmer that might cost him $2,000, you may not have a lot of people bidding on that. However, he gets it for say 600 points, which means he could even win that under the basic program. So guys, we can't give you numbers right now. We got 2 actuaries that are going to do the actuary on this, but because it's never been seen of or heard of before, we got to wait till you bid on that food basket. And if there's only one bidder on it, then what we got to say is, okay, well, that food basket costs us $50, and we have one person bid on it, and they bidded 100 points. To get 100 points, they had to watch 10 commercials, 10 advertisements. How much do we get from the advertisement to cover the cost? So we have to reverse it. You can't forecast forward. You can put rough projections together, but you can't actually come up with a number. Now, if there were 5 bidders on it, now all of a sudden, then 5 bidders had to watch 10. So we got more eyeballs. We have the money to pay for the value. So why you're the pioneers is you're going to help us say, okay, we can do 20 of these items, and this item here, there has to be a minimum bid on it of 1,000 points so we can cover it. And again, it's going to change. It could be Guyana, it could be Venezuela, it could be Ecuador, it could be Honduras. Every country is going to be a little bit different. So guys, we're relying on our pioneers, you guys, to help us. So we need you to get points. And the best way to get points right now is referring your friends to sign up and getting points. I don't know if I answered that and went on too much, but at least I shared it.
I would assume so, because the gentleman that asked typed in, "Oh, okay, it makes total sense." So
yeah, so we don't want anybody to go out and spend $4.95 tomorrow. In fact, you can't even until Paul tells me to work on the subscription side, the membership side. You can't even get there right now. Everybody that signs up will be a basic program, and then when Paul says we're ready, then we'll switch it on, and there'll be a membership. And at that time, you make the choice. You'll be able to look at your record and say, oh, man, I got 300 points this week, and I didn't win anything, but I missed it by 1 point. I'm gonna go another week free and see if I can win it. You make the choice. Nobody's twisting your arm. But just remember what you're doing. Every time you're getting points, whether you win or lose, you're a winner. Whether you win or lose yourself, you're a winner. Why? Because half of your points are going to a non-profit that's helping people around the world. So you're always a winner, brother, sister, whoever you are. All right, next question.
Okay. Do we have to have a $4.95 membership to qualify for the bonus pool?
Same question. Go back and watch this again and again till you understand it. You do not qualify to be in any of the profit sharing pools unless you are an active member. We call them AMs. You have to be an active member. So you can't go out and sign 100 people up because the round robin put you into 100 people and you got your 2,000 points and get any money if you're a non-member. If you're a basic, you do not get it. You have to participate. I mean, you gotta have some skin in the game to get some profit sharing. Next question.
Okay. When will the extra points show up for filling out the forms with the secret word?
Just like I said in the email and in the presentation, when we flip the dashboard, which I cannot show you because Paul's given me strict instructions and told me no. Until the new dashboard goes live, when you see it go live, you will see a little thing that says promotional points. In there will be your promotional points. They're already allocated as we've done it. There is no form today. And it was only offered on Tuesday this week, but because there was an internet connection problem, it was offered on Tuesday, and again, I done it on Friday. So you guys will get some points. We're going to be smart. All pioneers, when I say smart, Paul's already granted a certain amount of points to be given to all pioneers. So make sure you're active. If you're not active, you haven't been to the dashboard or you're not participating, you're not active. And that's the way it is that we want people who want to be involved get the points to get the products. We don't want somebody to come along a week down the road, a month down the road, and all of a sudden come in and say, oh, here's 100 points they give me, and you guys go and get a month's food supply. So we want to take care of the people that want to take care of us, right, Paul? That's the way you kind of worded it.
No, it's, and that's the only reason that we brought in active members into the bonus pool, just for the sheer reason of we don't want someone signing up, activating an account today, when we're saying we're going to pay out in the next week, and they've not got 100 people underneath them, because we don't think it's fair. But like I said, that's not a recurring one where you have to go and get a new 100 people every month. It's just 100 people. And as long as you're an active member and you're earning the points yourself per month, then you're going to be part of the program. That's it.
But please make sure, Paul, let me make sure, because it could have been misled. Not intentionally, obviously. So guys, to keep your membership free or even a paid membership, you must bid on one item every month. If you do not bid, you don't have to win it, you don't have to lose it, but we've said since day one, to keep an active membership, you must bid on one item. If you don't, your account gets deleted that evening. At the end of the 30 days, bingo, gone. So guys, don't, one bid, you're not asked to sign somebody up. You're not asked to you don't need to go and run around the park and play football. You're asking to be placed one bid. Your name needs to go in, hit a thing and bid on it. As long as you do that, you're active. So let's make sure you understand. So if you don't do that, you can't disappear for 2 or 3 months. Even though you're qualified, if you don't do that one bid, you're no longer qualified because you're no longer with the company. You're dissolved. I don't know what the right word is. Deleted. That's inactive. Inactive. Well, inactive. No, you've got me set that it deletes the account. Inactive is a different area.
No, if they're an inactive person, then their account will be deleted.
Correct.
So they have to be an active member. That's why it's called an AM, an active member. And everything that's been done, we know when people are active and non-active, so it'll all be automated. There won't be any arguments. It doesn't matter if you've signed in from this IP address or that IP address. We know when someone's signed in. We know when someone's bidded. So it's all tracked and everything like that. Again, we're trying to help you guys. That's what it's all about. We want to help you guys. And I'm sure there's going to be some, I know what I want to say, but I'm not going to say it. Some dishonest people that are going to come in and try and play the system, try and rip us off. I wouldn't bother. We've done the systems. We know what we're looking for. We will find you and you will lose out massively because you'll be blacklisted. I don't want to do that. I do not want to have a blacklist of people. I really don't. But don't try and beat the system. If you find a problem, let us know and we can fix it. But don't try and cheat us, because you'll do yourself more harm. You know, we're trying to offer you something that's going to be reoccurring, where you can keep your money in your pocket and give yourself a better quality of life. If I said to you, you go out and you earn money and you didn't have to spend any money because we're going to be covering all your bills, your food, all your other daily costs, just think the cost of living crisis that we're in, how much that's going to help you.
It's not only the cost of living, guys. Everybody, something comes up, an emergency happens, and you fall behind. I don't care, you could be the greatest network marketer in the world and get in X amount of dollars every month, but something always comes up that you're a little short-handed, you get behind. You're going to be able to go in and perhaps first time for a long time say, hey, I want to pay. I have a $2,000 credit card debt and I can't get there. So you bid on it and we pay off your credit card debt. I mean, can you imagine how that would feel, guys? Now, I'm not saying you might have 100 people bidding on that thing, okay? But again, different time zones, different times the bids end, so different jurisdictions, it makes different things. So there's a fair and equal opportunity as long as you do your part, which is get points. And to get points, you're playing games that hopefully they're fun games, or you're posting banners, or you're participating in some of the other things. I need to nearly let something out the bag. But there's multiple things. We're a showcase of new entities. So when somebody's got something new, you think about the name. Rewards. Okay, you're going to be rewarded because you're getting rewards. It's creating a ripple effect, meaning every day it's getting bigger and bigger, either because you signed up somebody to the round robin, you're getting percentage of points from them. Every player that you've got in, I'm going to be cruel here, and I don't mean it in the way it's going to come across, but if you don't win, it's on you, not us. Sorry, but if you signed up Peter or Sue or Tom and you hadn't followed up with them and saying, are you playing in that game to win me points? That's on you, not us. I mean, we're giving you the opportunity to get as many possible points as you can, maximizing it. If you haven't got people on these calls and they're not understanding it, how do you know what to do? If you're not getting people on the training calls, how do they know what to do? So guys, I'm not trying to be rude, but if you say, oh, I can't win something on that auction, you got to look at yourself in the mirror, because everybody's got the exact same playing field. Not Elias, not a Graham, not a Kelly. Everybody's exactly the same. You got to open up the web. You got to click on the button. You got to go in there. You got to play in a game. If you don't get the points, then you can't bid. So it's a fair game. But the most important thing is, while you are receiving, you are giving. Can't be any better than that, guys. Some people never give in their life. They're always a receiver from people helping. For once, maybe in your life, you're actually helping other people and doing it daily. Pretty crazy. Pretty unique. Go. Talk. Elias.
Okay. You draw my attention to something over here. Suppose that the auction...
Suppose the auction...
Suppose that the auction will be for each country, not, for example, a person in Africa will not be able to bid or something, or for an item.
Let me explain how it goes, then you can ask the question, because it's not 100% finalized. But the way Paul's got it set up is through 3 parts: jurisdiction, time zone, because we want to make sure the bids are coming to an end in the right time zone. You don't want it at 2 o'clock in the morning when you're sleeping and you're waiting to put your final bid down on it. And product driven. So products, and I don't know. I've got no clue. I mean, I've traveled to many, many countries, but if I was say in the Philippines and I wanted crispy pata, okay, which is a Philippine dish, I can bid on that in the Philippines, but somebody maybe not want that down in Honduras. So it's product driven on the auction site, time zone driven, and at the same time, it's driven for the individual to have what they want in that area. So it's kind of a combo. So yes, what you can do is you can go in and you can bid on somebody else's product, or sorry, you could bid on somebody else's item and it'll say US, but we'll only deliver to the US. So you can't bid for somebody else if a delivery doesn't go out to them. Okay, we're trying to do as much as we can electronically, and we are having challenges around the world that they're not waiting for a delivery. So, for example, if it's a food basket, that is a food basket card valued of say $50 or whatever the number is. You bid on it, it electronically comes to you right after the bid, just like eBay, and you go to the grocery store when you're ready, spend the money, and get the food basket. That's the way it's all being designed.
Some kind of a prepaid card, something like this.
Yeah, but what we're doing is we because of the sponsors and the people and guys, we're looking for some support. I don't know if Paul's reached out to any of you yet, but we are looking for some people to help with some of these advertisers and some of these sponsors. The reason being is we got a couple of food chains already in the US that have stepped up and said, hey, we'll throw $5,000 a month on the auction site because it's a donation. So they're getting tax deduction, Elias. It's a win for everybody. It really is a win. So it depends what it is. We don't want to give somebody a $50 gift card that they can go and cash that gift card in, because we're not accomplishing what we're trying to do. We're trying to put the kids' diapers on them, or a bicycle bike for the kid that perhaps hasn't ever going to have one, or a fishing pole for somebody. We're trying to help those individuals. And of course, like Paul said, there are some high-end items on the auction site. Paul has a goal of a house one day that eventually we can put houses on there and people can bid on it. I mean, can you imagine, what that can do to help somebody? But right now, like you said earlier on the call, whether it's toilet paper, toothpaste, so they're all smaller items, but multiple that are actually helping somebody.
Or maybe it could be some kind of a card that only works with that grocery store, for example.
That's what we're working with.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to find, Elias. So it's like in the UK, I've got Tesco, Sainsbury's, Morrison's, Waitrose that I can approach. But then there's ones like Aldi and Lidl where they've got stores in other countries. So I need to find stores that can give us basically coupons. The Americans will understand coupons much better than a lot of other countries because they're very big into the coupons. But what we'd like to send is a coupon for $100 hygiene basket where they can go and get whatever they need. It could be that they need female products, they need deodorant, they need toothpaste, they need soap, they need shampoo. But they can go and get hygiene products up to $50. But the difficulty that I'm having is getting the coupons. Like Dave said, I don't want to send a gift card because they'll just cash a gift card in. That's not what I want. Yeah. I like the food. I want to be able to send them a coupon for $100 for what's the supermarket near you, Elias?
We have a couple of them. For example, we have the Colonial, we have Los Andes, we have, by the way, we have Walmart over here.
You have Walmart. So say Lolandas, okay? Now, that is most probably not in England, where Paul lives in his area, or where I am, possibly. So we would only want that on the auction site in an area that is driven, that they can go to it. In other words, it's location, geolocation. So, and that's how we've got it set up right now. And we're testing right now on that part. Right now, we're testing on that.
Okay.
Which is pretty
or maybe,
cool.
For example, some guy or some member, he could help in providing the information of certain grocery store or other thing that you could communicate with you and you deal with them.
All that assistance we need. I don't know if Paul's yet ready to say, hey, start bombarding me. But of course, we need as many free items on the auction site as we can get so that we can give out more stuff. If we've got to buy them, we just give up 50% of what comes from our membership to to say thank you to people. So the more, there's a lot of companies. The one I dealt with, it didn't even take them 5 minutes, and they said, no, count us in for $5,000 a month, because it's a donation to our cause. So they're getting a tax break on it. So yeah, people all around the world, but we're talking about on the auction site to have certain things. And Paul's also mentioned that he hasn't yet told me if we're doing it, is that there's going to be a buy here button. So for example, if you want that John Deere starter motor that would cost you a lot of money to send, you can get it on the auction site at a lower discounted rate because they were somebody that donated products for us. So this is not going to happen. Facebook didn't happen overnight, right? This is going to take years before it builds out to its maximum capability. Right now, it's all about pioneers.
Yeah. What about people that, for example, if I find some kind of store over here that want to donate some stuff like groceries or whatever, if they want to donate it, do you give them some kind of publicity inside the site?
Yeah. So anybody that donates also gets a 8 to 15 second spot that is played that is eyeballs. So donators and advertisers get it. They go up on the website. We have a package. Now, I know, Paul, guys, if any of you want to know about a website, let me quickly tell you what's going on. Paul had got some, I know he's going to kick me, but Paul had some medical issues this last 10 days with his leg that he's going through. And then on top of that, his partner got a broken bone in her foot. So the website's not completed. We are hoping, Paul, if I'm not mistaken, to have completed by the end of this week, right? Is coming. Is that right?
Yeah. In fact, that's one of the questions I've seen from Wallace, asking if it's going to be up by the 16th. Yes, we're hoping to have it all done, dusted, finished, and up. Obviously, after the conversations we've had this week with the BPP, obviously I'm going to be adding that onto there now. So, again, the website's one of these things where the more we talk, the more we want to add to it. The more we want to add to it, the bigger it gets. The bigger it gets, the worse it looks. And
don't forget, the biggest thing right now is terms and conditions to cover everybody around the world. So we can't put the website up, even though I've seen it. We can't put the website up until the terms and conditions are done, which Paul's doing a real good due diligence on that. So guys, I mean, Paul, if we can get it by this week, great, but there's no guarantee, right? We're right now protecting ourselves.
The only thing I'm going to say is there will be a version of the website up, but it might not have all the details of every program that we've got coming up there. It depends on where we're up to on the development of the actual program.
Cool.
You know what's going on in the background, Dave. You know how many conversations we're having with different people. And I know what you're like for letting the cat out of the bag, because you nearly did it before. So, yeah, there's going to be things that will be getting added to the website, but we do have the notifications in the dashboard. There'll be notifications put up saying, go check out the website. We've just added something to it. So it is going to be one of these watch this space. We're not going to run before we can walk. And at the minute, guys, I'm going to be totally honest, we're at the crawling stage of our life. We're building everything. When we start getting all the testing, that's when we start the walking process. And then when we're happy with everything, then we start the quick walking, the growing up, and then we'll be running. Like I said before, we're not going to release it. I'm going to take the responsibility. I will not let the floodgates open until we are satisfied we're not going to break down. And again, I use the example of Facebook and Instagram. They've rarely had any issues, but they had a world outage. I don't want to be putting us into a situation like that. And again, we'll make sure that things are working. We have to. It's a lot of effort that's going into this, a lot of time that's going into this.
All right. So if we haven't got any more questions, Just, are we pretty well wrapped, or can we let everybody go and enjoy their Saturday?
We do have still a couple questions.
Go ahead.
Will you send an active member a reminder email before deleting them?
The way we've got the email set up right now, 3 days prior to their last day before being deleted, they'll receive an email. 2 days they receive a second email, and on the 1 day they get a SMS text message and an email. So, and then they get deleted if they don't respond to that.
The only thing I'm going to say about that is if it's an inactive member, it is more likely that they're not going to read the emails, because we have a laugh pretty much daily on the fact that when we go into the email server and we look at the logs, there is people opening up emails from Christmas and they just leave them in there. So yes, we'll send the emails, but if they're not going to be an active member, they'll highly unlikely read the emails, but we'll do everything we can to keep them active.
There's a notification system inside the current dashboard as well as the new dashboard that kicks things off. We are working with a couple of different techs companies because everything is a little bit different with each phone carrier around the world, that we can cover a big percentage with text messaging, but text messaging becomes a large expense, so that will only go out on the last day. That's the last hope. So they get, third day out they get an email, second day out they get an email, and the last 24 hours they get an email and a text message. Next question, Just.
Okay, and this is our last one. Will there be a thing to bid on in the auction that is a trip to go fishing with Paul, Dave, and Elias with a free pen reel?
I bet that was John. No, but I guarantee you guys, some of you are going to get some. Some of you are going to get some opportunities that you didn't think you could possibly get inside the auction you can bid on, and they are funny and some are very exciting, and it could very easily be, hey, you bid on going out for dinner with Paul when he arrives in Nigeria. Well, you might bid 50 points and Paul meets you and takes you out for a nice dinner that costs $200. So there are going to be some fun things in the auction. We're not going to be boring. We've already discussed that. Actually, we've had lots of discussions about it. So there are some comical things inside the auction as well as the day-to-day necessities. And we are going to be looking soon for a team to help us on the auction side. So if you're interested, keep that open. All right, Paul, I think, Justin, we good? So there were a couple of questions that come out about Avazu, guys. This is not an Avazu call no more. That is on midweek Wednesday. Midweek Wednesday is when we do our call. Attend that call on Wednesdays for Avazu. If any of you are wondering what's gone on, if you're new here or you're listening to the call, the reason we are doing all this is because we could not get advertisement done for Avazu around the world. And this way we can run an 8 to 15 second commercial. Every time you go and play in a game, every time you go to get points, you're going to run and watch this, what we call a short reel, 8 to 15 seconds. If any of you are saying, does it work? Will it work? Just think of TikTok. That's exactly the business model, or many other YouTube business models. So guys, Avazu will rotate every 5th ad. So if there's 10,000 people going in to watch something today, divided by 5, and that's how many times Avazu's eyeballs get seen, that people then can buy a ticket. And of course, if they buy a ticket, they get points. Come on, common sense, guys. You kind of put 2 and 2 together. So Avazu is protected as well. We're putting our time and effort into this, but this is not an Avazu call today. Please restrict your questions as well. We have not answered them in reference to Avazu. If you want Avazu questions, please be on our midweek call or go into the CRC Center, the Communication Resource Center. Apart from that, we love and adore and appreciate every one of you. Do remember, starting on Monday through Friday next week, there will be 2 p.m. New York time presentation. Get your people on the call. If you want us to explain it, we can do it, or you can do it. You want to get as many people now, because the winner circle is opening up to 100,000, and the more of them people that get in there are going to give you more points. Points. Okay, and of course, when we open up and go live, the memberships, you will be then in part of the profit sharing pool. So it's very exciting. So I'm done. I'm going to leave you and hand you over to Paul. Elias, thank you very much. I'm going to need some help this week, Elias, on some coding. I'm going to reach out to you. Apart from that, be blessed and love to each and every one of you. And Paul, back to you, brother. God bless.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Okay, Jennifer, I did receive your email. Anyone else that sent me an email about their referrals not showing up in their lines, we are looking at this. It's going to be dealt with. As soon as I've got a proper answer for you, I will get back to you, because I know, Elias, you had a guy that had an issue, and as soon as I get the answers, I'll get back to everybody. I'm just waiting to hear back from the tech team to see what's going on with that. But other than that, thank you all very much. Appreciate your time, and we'll see you on the next call. Thanks, guys.